Yep, this is another car video because I think it's going to rain. The weather thing is not saying it's supposed to rain, but it really feels like it. And I'm just so used to getting caught in the rain here. It's about to become snow. We usually get snow like around Halloween, the first snowfall. But it's fine for now. And I'm going to be talking about this. This is Patrick Stewart's Making It So, a memoir. It's an autobiography. That means it's, written by the person it's about. It's about Patrick Stewart's life. It covers everything from day one, that's birthday, number one, the day he was born, all the way up to the last episode of Picard season 3. And you can, if you're just here for Star Trek, you can skip a lot of this book. But I stuck it out and I read the whole thing. And I got it like Christmas 2 years ago. That's how long it took me to read this. I don't know, like 2 months short of 2 years, something like that. Because I read so many things at the same time. I just can't, I'm not reading one book at a time. So this takes, and this was a back burner one, right? It's like, it's not fiction. So it's just kind of like, whatever. I'll read it when I have time. And anyway, I finished it today. And this video, this away mission, is not a review of this book. This is an away mission that's actually about Star Trek in a weird way. Yeah, imagine that, right? Patrick Stewart making it so. The video's about Star Trek. Imagine. This book, it gets kind of curious right at the end. There's a really interesting thing. It happens in the last chapter, or it's like the last 3 or 4 pages, where it goes into, before that, it starts, when we get into the Star Trek Picard section, you can see how he wanted it to just be a show about Picard, and he didn't want Picard in the uniform. He didn't want to see any other characters, and he basically just wanted everything to suck, right? Patrick Stewart is not Jean-Luc Picard, but when we get to the very end, there's this weird thing that happens, and I'll just read it for you. And so right now you're pirating a little bit of the book. That's right. Instead of getting it for yourself, you're siphoning the text through me. So I'll just find it here. The final season's premiere episode, written by Terry, Akiva, and Michael Chabon, found Picard in a relaxed state of post-Starfleet life, proclaiming to his Romulan minder, Laris, played by the fine Irish actress Orla Brady, "I'm going to sip Saurian brandy and think about writing my memoir. Hey, I could relate to that." The third season came off magnificently, but its final scene, in which the reunited crew is gathered around a table with drinks, sharing a toast, is not how it was originally supposed to end. The thing people loved the most about it was that we brought it back finally to the way TNG ended. Like, we erased the movies and everything. The fans wanted that because we were finally getting rid of the things that, we didn't really love. Hate to break it to you. People don't seem to really love Picard Season 1 and Season 2, and people don't really love a lot of the TNG movies, me included. So, sorry for the spoiler. You can feel free to go watch Picard Season 3, although it requires a little bit of watching Picard Season 1, which I can't unfortunately advise. Anyway, it wasn't supposed to end like that. The way Picard Season 3 ends, where they're just playing a game of whatever around that table, the exact same way we saw TNG end. What I'd like to see at the end of the show, I told them, is a content Jean-Luc. I want to see Picard perfectly at ease with his situation. Not anxious, not in a frenzy, not depressed, and I think this means that there is a wife in the picture. You see, the line between Jean-Luc and me has grown ever more blurred. We noticed, right? He's saying that he's becoming Jean-Luc and Jean-Luc is becoming him. That's not a good thing, right? If you're an actor, it just means that your real life nonsense is seeping into the character. And can you not see that in Picard? Especially Season 2. If you read this book, go ahead, go get it. you will see how Picard Season 2 turned out the way it did if Patrick Stewart was allowed just to do whatever and have Patrick Stewart invade the life of Picard. And I mean, without spoiling it, go ahead, watch possibly the worst season of Star Trek. I don't know. Go ahead, go watch it, and you'll realize how, in a meandering way, it's kind of reflecting it's reflecting Patrick Stewart's life. Although Patrick Stewart is not Jean-Luc Picard. Sorry, he's not. It'll be obvious if you read this. You see, the line between Jean-Luc and me has grown ever more blurred. If I have at last found true love, shouldn't he? The writers came up with a lovely scene. It is dusk at Jean-Luc's vineyard. His back is to us as he takes in the view, his dog at his side. Then, off-screen, a woman's loving voice is heard. Jean-Luc, supper's ready. Is it Beverly Crusher? Is it Laris? Someone we don't know? It isn't made clear, but Sunny, his wife at this time, Patrick Stewart's, was set to record the lines. Heeding his wife's call, Jean-Luc turns around, says to his dog, "Come on, boy," and heads inside. Dusk fades to night, and Picard fades into history. But this scene was never shot, and I am sort of to blame. Our final day of shooting Season 3 was a bear, with a very long to-do list. About 8 hours in, I realized we were in for a 14 or even 16-hour day. Brutal. And I was booked to fly to New York the first thing the following morning, so I made a suggestion to the production team. Look, I said the scene with the dog will take no time to shoot, but it will take hours to set up the lighting and the green screen and all that. We don't have those hours, so let's not shoot that scene today. I can come back at any time you like and take care of it, just me and the dog. The production team was grateful and relieved, and I was assured that we would take care of the final scene upon my return from New York. But I never got a call. Good. When I made a few inquiries, I kept getting put off. Finally, someone told me, the studio doesn't want to do it. It's too expensive, and they think it's unnecessary. Unnecessary? I thought it was crucial to the completion of Picard's arc. No. But so be it. The TV series ended with a toast, which is a warm, emotional send-off to my Starfleet crew. Yeah, that's a good way to end it. Everyone loved the ending, but Patrick Stewart wanted something else. Either way, you know of my original intent. And it gets worse, right? So the things we didn't like, Patrick Stewart kind of wanted there, and what we did end up getting, the good ending for Picard Season 3, wasn't how it was originally supposed to end, right? Apparently, being contented in life and having a dog is Picard completing his character arc. But Picard Season 3 is not about Picard alone. It's about the whole crew. Patrick, my man. It's better to end it with the game they were playing. It's better to end it with the toast, between all the crew members. That's what people want. Like, if ending it exactly with Picard doing nothing and being contented, that would be okay if this was just about Picard, but it was clearly not about Picard. Sorry, Pat. Sorry, P-Stew. That's not how it's going to work. And it shouldn't have worked. And we got the ending we needed. So is that the end for Jean-Luc Picard? Most probably, but never say never. I am gently pushing Paramount to let us do one single Picard movie. Not a Next Generation movie, as we have already done 4 of those. This would be an expansion and a deepening of the universe as we've seen it in Star Trek Picard. I've discussed this with Jonathan, Brent, and LeVar, and they are all game. Jonathan is my first choice to direct it. Bad idea. Bad idea, Pat. That's just one more chance to ruin it. We ended TNG fantastic. Generations came along. We had another chance to ruin it. We kind of almost did, but not really. And then we got the Next Gen movies, and we really, really had a chance to ruin it when we got to Nemesis. And then we had one more chance to ruin it, Pat, with Star Trek Picard Season 1, and we kind of ruined it. And then we got to Season 2, and we really, really ruined it. And then we got Season 3, and it ended great, how we wanted it to end. And it turned out that was not the ending Patrick wanted. It wasn't good enough. That's not enough. We need to ruin it again. Patrick wants another movie, a Star Trek Picard movie. Why? To deepen the universe that we've experienced in Picard? What are you talking about? What did we see in Picard? I mean, your opinions may vary, but what universe there is there to deepen upon? What is there to expand upon? Right? It's the world of Picard. Star Trek Picard was like the last dying gasps of the TNG world. It's not its own thing, right? It doesn't work like that. You can't just come back and do another one. That's another chance to ruin it. Patrick Stewart wants a movie, a Star Trek Picard movie. What? When he's 100 years old? What are we going to do? Like, we had the ending we needed, which was just a remake of the TNG ending, admitting once and for all that everything between TNG, the end of TNG, and now was stupid. That's why we did it like that, right? Right under Pat's nose. He didn't even know that we were kind of like, trying to forget the TNG movies and the first 2 seasons of Picard, even though you kind of have to understand season 1 and you don't have to understand season 2 at all. Good. Yeah, and we had a chance for another show here. People really wanted Star Trek Legacy, and I'm tired of fake shows. People are able now to hype themselves up into believing total fiction, like Star Trek Legacy was ever really a thing, and now it's Star Trek United, where Archer returns. These shows aren't real, and then they never were. That's not to say I don't want them to be real. I'm fed up with people don't like current Trek so hard that they're inventing their own Trek. They're inventing it in their minds, right? We're kind of tricking ourselves willingly into believing that these other shows exist. And if they ever did on paper, I don't know. I'm not into these behind the scenes things, but our chance to keep going was that other Star Trek show. And the fans, from what I gathered, kind of wanted to keep going with, Captain 7 of 9 and Jack and them. And that's off the table as far as I know. We did not want a Picard movie. Maybe you could have a Captain 7 of 9 movie, on the Enterprise G. It's hard for me to call that the Enterprise G, that pile of garbage. I just can't. It's I thought that if I ignored it, it would go away, and I just said it again and summoned it into reality. It's just the Constitution 3 is the Enterprise G, even though it's clearly just a slightly altered, what is it, Shangri-La? What was that thing? It was from the Constitution refit era. God. That ain't it, Chief. This ain't it. That's not the freaking Enterprise. You can't... the ship was the Titan. Okay, Luna class. It got refit into something entirely different. What is it, 95? It must be 95% plus a different ship. Okay, they kept the name Titan. And then at the very end, when Titan is involved in saving the day, the final insult to the Titan is to change its name to the Enterprise. How does that even make sense? Why would you do that? The Enterprise F is still brand new. What is... I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut a lot from this video. I'm starting to lose my mind. Who thought that should be the Enterprise G? Who thought that? Okay, whatever. Okay, goodbye.